Hey guys, good morning. Hope you're doing well. I'm out in a park here in Austin, one of my favorite places, and I'm taking a little hike and I'm gonna go try to shoot some waterfalls and talk a little bit about that. So let's get going. Okay, so I'm at one of my favorite parts of this park, and truthfully I didn't have to come this way. It's just kind of fun. But if you look here, there's kind of a little bit of a perilous path right there, and I gotta walk along that, kind of under that, in order not to fall into that. There we go. Hard to get my hands in the right spot. So I'm going to turn off the video so I don't drop all my stuff in the drink, and I'll see you at the waterfall. Okay guys, I've crossed the stream and I'm over here ready to shoot the waterfall, but tip number one is get the right shoes, because I have on my hiking boots which are waterproof, but I had to cross the creek upstream a little bit, and the water's deeper than I thought it was going to be. So next time I need to wear some rain boots or something that come up at least to the knees. So my shoes are totally soaked. I don't really care because I'm out shooting waterfalls and having fun, but something to think about is, bring the right footwear, right? All right, I'm going to get over here, start shooting. Let's do it. Okay, so one of the first things to cover is just the basics, which is, bring a tripod, because you want to anchor the camera solidly so that you can get a long exposure, generally. I mean, everybody doesn't always do long exposures of waterfalls. I personally like flowing water being really long exposures and getting that smooth, silky look. So that's important to me. Just something to keep in mind. A tripod's going to allow you to do that. Cable release, filters, and then I experiment with lenses where I might use a wide-angle lens for a while, and then also use a zoom lens to allow me to go in and do some things that are maybe a bit more abstract in nature. So I think it's good to experiment, switch out lenses, and get different views of the same scene. You never know what you're going to come up with. Okay, a couple of other tips I try to keep in mind are, number one, filters. I think filters are super helpful. I tend to go really long. I like the 10-stop filter. It's just kind of a personal preference. Allows me to get a really long exposure, which means I'm going to be shooting in manual mode and in bulb mode. So I go to manual and go to bulb mode, and I'll do like a 90-second exposure, or 2 minutes, or several minutes perhaps. So that's something I really like to do. The other thing is, I think cloudy days are best because usually when it's sunny, the sun's going to be hitting the water, and it's going to maybe give you some glare, that sort of thing, and I don't like that. You can generally correct it in post, but it's just better if you get it right in camera. Today was started out as a great cloudy day, and now the sun's coming out, so I'm sort of having to fight against my own advice here based on what Mother Nature's doing, but regardless, cloudy days are generally better, I think. And then also, I often try to focus just on the waterfall, and skip the sky and just kind of leave that out. Now, I don't do that all the time, and in fact, some of the photos I'll probably show you here, I've got some sky in it, but I generally try to do just the waterfall itself. I just think it looks better, just to focus on that. It's a key element. Unless you're somewhere like Iceland, where you're shooting this, amazing big waterfall, and you get this gorgeous sunset in these mountains, then by all means, do it. But if you're shooting smaller waterfalls or things that aren't as spectacular looking, I just skip all that other stuff and go straight for the meat of it, right? Which is, to me, is the waterfall. Okay, I'm going to take my own advice and put on this bad boy, which is my 24-240. So it's a pretty good zoom. It's going to allow me to really get in close. I'm going to do some really tight crops, some nice zoomed in shots, maybe try some abstracts if I can find something that looks sort of compelling. And I'm also getting the benefit now of the sun has kind of gone behind the clouds, so I'm pretty happy about that. See what I can get here. Okay, I think I'm getting some nice shots, and one of the things I wanted to mention is I've kind of settled on, at least for today's outing, shooting at like a f11 or f13, and I'm using my 10-stop filters. That's giving me those nice long exposures, and I'm getting that super smooth water without blowing out the highlights. And I'm averaging usually about 25 seconds, sometimes 20 seconds. So I don't even have to go into bulb mode. Most cameras will go to 30 seconds before you have to get into bulb mode. And so it's just simple, manual, mode, and then F11 or F13, 25 seconds with a 10-stop. And I'm getting gorgeous smooth water and beautiful photos. So I'm gonna try to get a few more and then see what else I can get into. Okay, well that's about it for that spot. I think I've shot the crud out of that, and it's one of the things I was going to talk about is that, you know, these are not amazing waterfalls, right? I mean, it's 3 feet tall, so this isn't something you write home about, but the point is I'm out like taking the shots and practicing, you know? To quote Hank Aaron, the famous baseball player, he's like, you know, and I'm going to get the quote wrong, but he basically said something like, my goal was just to keep swinging, you know, no matter how I was playing on the field or how things were going off the field. When I was out there, I was just going to keep swinging. And that's the thing. It's like, go take the shots, because, you know, you got to learn how to do this stuff so that when you are somewhere where it's amazing, you just do it. It's like autopilot. You just get up, you put your filters on, you set your camera settings the way you want them, and you take the shots, because the last thing you want to do is be somewhere amazing and then get there and be kind of like, well, like, what do I do? Like, how does it, what are these buttons for, or whatever, right? So that's the thing. It's like, you know, are these photos going to be amazing? No, I mean, I think they're pretty good. You know, in fact, I quite like them, but I'm a fan of that kind of photography. But, you know, they're probably not going to hang on somebody's wall. They're probably not even going to hang on my wall. And that's okay. I'm not trying to sell them as much as I'm just out here taking the shots, trying to get better, working on my craft. And that's a big deal to me, I think. So I just keep going out and, you know, pushing and learning and doing and practicing and practicing and practicing. Because someday I'll be somewhere that's freaking amazing and I'll know exactly what to do because I've been out practicing. So, all right, I'm going to go, I think there's another waterfall up here. I'm going to go see if I can find that one and get some more shots. Let's keep going. Okay, here's the other spot I was talking about. There's a nice little waterfall right there. And I'm going to pop over there and try to get a shot. Okay, I think I got some great little shots over there. Man, God, I love waterfalls. That's what I was talking about. It's like, just go shoot stuff when you get a chance. Most of my travels often take me to cities, so I don't get a chance to do a lot of nature and landscape stuff. I just adore it. Anyway, so I did a couple of experiments over there, and I'll show you the photos, but basically I did some where I was doing the 10-stop filter, and I was doing pretty tight aperture, like f13 and like 30 seconds. But then I also opened up a little bit and did some stuff like, you know, f11, I think f7 or something, 7.1, something like that, and was just dropping the number of seconds as I open it up. So just kind of, you know, going one way with one setting and the other with the other setting, if you will. And it just allowed me to do a slightly different sort of look to the photos. I still kind of prefer the long, really foamy, soft water, which is like the 30-second exposures. But some of the stuff, even the 10-second, in fact, I did a 5-second exposure, I believe, and it looks great. I mean, it's just a beautiful photo. So, you know, regardless, I still think having the 10-stop filter is a big deal, and having, you know, being able to do those long exposures, I think just creates some really beautiful scenic sort of water. So that's something I love to do. I got one more stop and then we'll wrap this thing up. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm at my last spot. I got one more waterfall to shoot. I've also got the creek here down below the waterfall that's nice. I might have to fire a couple of brackets over here. I haven't been doing that. I've taken like 20 or 25 photos so far. And in the past, I would, if I had an outing and I took 25 photos, I'd be like, man, I suck. I didn't get anything, man. I'm terrible. It's almost like I judge the quality of what I got based on the quantity that I got. And that's never the case, right? So especially with long exposures, I find I'm capturing a lot fewer shots, partly because I'm not firing these 3-frame brackets that I always shoot when I'm shooting HDRs. But you know, out here when I'm shooting long exposures, you get one and you're kind of done if you like it, right? So I try to get some variety and mix it up a little bit, but still, not about the quantity, it's about the quality, and I think I'm getting some quality shots. I am going to get a couple of brackets down this way just because I like this wide open stuff with the smooth water and the nice cloudy skies. And then I'm going to head over here, and you can see that waterfall right up in there, and I'm going to go shoot a couple of shots there. Okay, so I've perched myself on a stump kind of thing in the middle of this stream. So far I've been dry, but we'll see if it stays that way. But I think I've got a pretty interesting composition here. I've got the water coming off the waterfall and kind of coming through here, and then I've got some rocks going a couple of different ways. Let me just show you what it looks like. Okay guys, that's it. I'm signing off. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll be back soon with a new video. In fact, I might do a video just about how I edited some of these photos. If you'd like to see that, hit me up in the comments and let me know. And other than that, I just wanted to share some tips and tricks about how I approach shooting waterfalls. These are not amazing waterfalls. Obviously, this is not a 50 or 100 foot waterfall like you're going to see in Oregon or Iceland or New Zealand or some crazy, beautiful, amazing place. But it's just fun to get out and practice and perfect your skills so that when you do get somewhere that's amazing, you're ready to go. Okay, I'm gonna go edit some photos and probably edit some videos. So have a great one. Thanks for watching. Take care. Adios.